Hey, hey, hey. Time for another Out of This World episode from rSpace. There is no way to feel or heal after you leave an abusive relationship. It takes a lot of strength and courage to escape the confines of such a situation. A survivor's journey can take on many different directions as you address each part of your situation, and there are resources available at each and every step of the way. Today on rSpace, we hear about a brave and unique journey. Girlfriend of 9 months has been cheating. Help me out, Reddit. Hey Reddit, today I discovered my girlfriend of 9 months has been cheating on me. For my convenience, the post below is written as a message I will be sending one of my girlfriend's friends that I actually trust as we're close. She hates when people cheat and has a good moral compass on her. It's slightly edited to censor private info for Reddit and will be fixed before I send it off to her. It's late now after typing this and thinking I feel trapped and lost on what to do. So any help is appreciated. My plan right now is to post this to see what everyone thinks, and I'll likely send the message off tomorrow as I don't want the girlfriend to potentially intercept it before I wake up. Some context details before we begin. We've dated for about 9 months now. She lives with me at my mom's house, and I work from home. Here we go. I know you're probably asleep right now, but I need help, and I need you to keep it a secret. Girlfriend was sleeping when I saw you texted about bedtime bong rips around 12. I went on her phone to text you back a picture of her sleeping to be funny, and I found crap of her cheating on me. I don't know what to do. She's already lied to me about so much, I just can't stand by this. She freaking lied to me about the guy she went out with tonight while I was working. Childhood friend? That was a freaking date. She doesn't mention anything to me all day, calls you and asks us if she can go out with a childhood friend, aka a random freaking guy she's never mentioned before, that I've never met, which immediately sent off red flags as she's never done that before. When I told her that I didn't want to be one of those no guy friends, manipulative boyfriends, but I don't know the guy, so I was a little tripped out. She reassured me that she didn't mind me being jealous and thought it was protective and cute. I was still anxious, however, because of past events I will elaborate on soon. So I asked if I could kiss her at the front door instead of her leaving through the basement door. She then blew up and told me I was being just like her abusive ex, because he was manipulative and he wouldn't let her see her friends. Little did I know until checking her phone to answer you, she texted this effer she was at her parents' house and they didn't want her leaving, so she had to rush out. Calling him handsome and baby and crap. I'm so freaking hurt about this. I literally had a mental breakdown and cut myself earlier because I felt I didn't deserve her and I was a piece of crap for not trusting her when she was gone. I even showed her my cuts when she got back because I knew I couldn't hide them from her. It broke my freaking heart to see she sent this guy, "Hi handsome, I had an amazing time," an hour after that, after promising to never lie to me again. Then I looked at more guys on Snap. There were so many guys she was saying sexual crap to and sending nudes to that were taken in my freaking room and bathroom. That's when I realized I need help, as she clearly doesn't freaking care about me. I'm not getting used and manipulated anymore, and I'm sure as crap not gonna let her hurt me or drive me to harm myself again. I caught her messaging guys like this before one time when she suspiciously left her phone at home, never told me what girlfriend she was going with, and wouldn't let me kiss her at the front door. I peeked out the window and saw her with her male cousin. When she was gone, I searched her left behind phone to see why she lied and discovered that the man she told me and you was her cousin was her ex. I saw this guy many times and she took advantage of it, so I would feel comfortable driving her to his house and letting her sleep there. She dated this guy for years and broke up with him when he went to basic training, to which he came back from about a month into our relationship. I also discovered many other guys she sent sexual crap to, and a text for a Tinder verification code. When she returned with a large bruise on her chest from him punching her, too big to be a hickey, which tells me he was actually abusive, I waited a few days to figure things out to confront her. When I did, I had gone in with the intention to break up, but she shocked me by saying she was sex trafficked by her abusive family to her ex, and he made her go on Tinder while they were together. We didn't break up because of the sex trafficking thing, even though the Tinder part never made sense and felt like an excuse. I obviously couldn't blame her or try to disprove that either, because I felt that would be an incredibly effed up thing to accuse someone of lying about. This was in late February, early March, and it especially hurt because when I first asked her out, we both told each other we'd never had a boyfriend or girlfriend before. On top of that, she was the first girl I've had sex with, and she told me the same, yet the crap I've heard and seen about her ex, his nudes in her phone, does not line up with that. Today, however, was eye-opening. Going on a freaking date with someone after everything I did for her? Let's look into that briefly. I let her live with me after the third night of knowing her after she opened up about her abusive family. She hasn't held a job and I've paid for most things while barely getting by and constantly getting bills bailed out by a family. She crashed my car in a BPD rage. In her worst BPD episode, she punched me in the face, which broke my lip, and bit me on the arm hard enough to break the skin, which led me to saying she was just like her abusive ex, which led to her trying to call the cops on herself, which led to me making sure she didn't get arrested when the cops actually came. Stayed after she lied to me about her age. When we met, I had just turned 20 at the start of the summer, and she told me she was 18 going on 19. She kept this front up with a lot of people, but I found out on her birthday when I saw her ID said she was turning 18 that day. When confronted, she said her abusive family lied about her age to her and she didn't know she was really 18. That, however, is completely BS, as I've heard 3 of her friends of the same age say she's 18. Her grandma says she's 18, and her girl cousin, who would also only know her real age. I'm done with her now. I can't suffer like this anymore. I don't want to ruin her friend life because I still care about her and ultimately want her to be happy as she struggles with a lot, but I don't know what to do. She'll swear up and down she loves me, but I don't know how she can sit there and lie to my face day in and day out. I can't handle this alone, and I can't stay with a lying cheater. I'm about to be 21 years old in 2 days, and I was just starting to feel like I could live a life where I don't kill myself before the age of 30, and it's gotten to the point where her actions actively harm my mental health. It's almost 3:30 a.m. and I'm still shaking thinking about it, and she's still sound asleep. Please help somehow, preferably in a way she doesn't know about, so it doesn't impact your friendship too much. It might be hard to see her the same, but you're truly one of the only good people and good influences in her life, and she's gonna need you. So that's everything, Reddit. I'm gonna sleep on it, but please give me some thoughts on the matter. OP, I'm so sorry she has ever made you feel less than. That's simply not the case. You are worth so much more than it sounds like she can give you. You absolutely did not deserve all that she has put you through. Her actions do not live up to someone who claims to love their partner. Her choices and decisions is a reflection of her and in no way a reflection of you and your value. Please do not make a permanent decision on such a blip moment in time. You have your whole life ahead of you, OP. There's such beauty in store for you. What's one piece of advice that you'd offer to OP? Let us know in the comments below. Update. Finally escaped abusive girlfriend of 9 months. For reference, I'm nearly a foot taller with a stronger grip, but much skinnier, and she was bigger, had about 30 pounds on me, and wasn't afraid to hit me. 2 days ago, I broke up with her. Before I continue, I would just like to personally thank each and every one of you who left comments and support on my other posts. Reading all those comments in the hours leading up to the breakup helped me summon the strength to do what needed to be done for my safety, and for that, I will always be grateful to a bunch of strangers on the internet. Here's the story. So I had the previous post written in like a diary form to get my thoughts out in notes, and I forgot to delete it. At 6 a.m., she went on my phone to check Instacart, saw my notes, and woke me up by throwing my phone at my head. Oh F, here we go. When I tried to confront her for cheating, she beat the crap out of me. I left home with a cut on my neck, a fat lip, a ringing ear, and almost got knocked out from getting punched in the face so hard I fell back dizzy, almost to the ground. Later that day, external events would have me and her moving out of my mom's house to my dad's across town. For the past 3 weeks, she would hold the notes thing over my head and constantly use it against me to berate me, saying I was just like her abusive ex. I was manipulative, and I never trust her. Gee, I freaking wonder why. About 4 days ago, we were on a double date with my best friend and one of her best friends who we set up together when my ex had a mental breakdown in public at the arcade we were at. She was threatening to beat me, break up with me, screamed that I'm a pedophile, threatens to call the police on herself for being an abuser, and told me I'm a worthless piece of crap who's never done anything for her. You want to know what set her off? She saw an autistic kid win a bunch of tickets on a claw game, and she wasn't winning anything, even though I kept saying stop playing claw games, they are rigged. Eventually in her struggles, our friends come help me get her out of there, but not before she had gotten 911 dialed and hung up. We get all of us into our friend's car, and as we're driving back to my house to get her back to take her to the freaking hospital, we see a cruiser fly by the other way. Yikes. We make it back into town, and when we're at my house getting her stuff, I get a call from no caller ID. Hi, X's name. It's the police. So we meet up with the cops at a gas station near the highway, explain the situation, and get out of there. I later find out from my friend driving that He tried to wave the cop down so they'd pull him aside so he could tell them I was trapped, but they never spoke to him. After we go to the hospital, a couple hours later, we leave around 2 a.m. with some coping booklets and when to expect a phone call for a diagnosis appointment. So basically, went home with nothing. This was last Friday. Saturday rolls around and she is still very much the same. By the end of the day, she has blown up and berated her two best friends over absolutely nothing and wanted them to apologize for it. So since she is incapable of accepting accountability, which makes me write her apologies, this crap goes into Sunday morning when she starts having another breakdown because her friends are still reasonably mad that she insulted them over nothing. She ends up locking herself in the bathroom and won't let me come in until she goes, "You're gonna hate me." I come in and she has cut along her thigh with her razor. This pulls her out of her breakdown and I bandage her up and she's fine for a few hours, which lets me start my shift on my computer. I work from home. She's fine for hours until her friend responds to her apology, saying that she can contradict everything that was said, but will still come to talk. When her friend says, "I'm never talking to X again until I get an apology," she exploded at me. "What the F do I have to apologize for? I didn't do anything wrong." Yes, the F you did, but okay. She once again locks herself in the bathroom, but not before getting aggressive and throwing crap at me like a folder, her wallet, and even a freaking bowl. Her friend shows up to talk, and I'm here juggling the breakdown, the argument with her friend, and my freaking job that requires nearly live updates. X's texts me that she's gonna cut herself again, so naturally I try to get into the bathroom to stop her, only she's pushing on the door with both arms. I give a bit of a shoulder, and she slips on the floor and bangs her knee. She then starts blaming me even more, saying I hurt her, so I have to go talk to her friend for her. I go outside and get her friend's side, and after all that, basically her friend is just ready to expose her to me. She just asked me a few probing questions to see if I was brainwashed or just trapped. She reveals through an old selfie that 2 months in the relationship, they had been at her abusive ex's house and they were still dating. This was just what I needed. I finally had a woman on the inside to help me get out. When I go back upstairs to work and talk, Psycho starts freaking out again because her friend is naturally mad at her still. So she starts punching and kicking my laptop, keeps ripping the HDMI cord out of my second monitor, and even whips me in the head with it. She also slaps and punches me on the arm, chest, and face. I start begging her friend over text to accept the apology so she stops attacking me and let me work. Her friend says, "Do you realize how effed it is that you're asking me this?" And I respond, "Bro, I know. Please just help me do it for me." From there, I start deleting messages so I can show Psycho the screen of her friend accepting her apology. She invites her friend over to smoke, to which she replies, "I will," and in another text, "but only for your safety." So I tell her I'm breaking up with her tonight, and she says, "Thank Christ." The friend comes over, and we're sitting in the shed smoking, and me and her are just sharing looks back and forth like, what the F are we gonna do? Psycho asks me to go upstairs to get her second phone so she can text her grandparents to ask for money. So I use that and the bathroom as an excuse to pump myself up and text my best friend who helped with the hospital that I need this text to hold me accountable. I'm breaking up with her. After getting hyped in the mirror, I leave the bathroom and sit next to my dad to tell him what I need to do, and he's ready to help in whatever way. Our plan is then to have her friend drive us to the grandparents to get money, and I'll just break up with her there, and my dad will be 1 minute behind leaving us, so he can just grab me right away. He decides no, stall for time, and I can do more and manages to pack everything of hers but 4 bags. We stall and stall, and while we are, my dad takes her stuff to her grandparents, let them know the situation, that it was toxic, and I needed out, and then hid his car across the street to sit and look out for us. The time finally comes, and when we pull in the driveway, I just ask to speak to her outside. And we both get out, so I tell her, "We're done. I'm breaking up with you. You've hurt me far too much." The hysterics begin, and she says a whole lot of nothing. The typical, "Why are you doing this? I can change." Blah, blah, blah. Just shut up and get the F out of my life. The friend gets her grandparents to come outside and hold her back so me and my dad can leave. And we do. Immediately, the manipulation starts on my phone. "Friend is saying we're still together. My grandparents are saying we're still together." Just nonsense. I ignore and go on with my night. I actually had my dad just drive me to my friend's house so I could see the boys, tell them the good news, and clear my mind. Everyone, and I mean everyone in my life, was in freaking bliss hearing the news I finally dumped her, feeling better by the minute. Here's where we are now. For the past 2 days, she's been spamming nonstop off many numbers, including some of her friends who she keeps manipulating, until I completely just blocked everything once and for all last night. This is the manipulation since we've broken up. Said she got pills and a therapist the night we broke up, even though she stopped texting me at 1:15 and got picked up at 5:14. Expects me to believe that she got all that help and is a new person mentally in 4 freaking hours. She also said she made a police report in that time for the sex trafficking with her family and her ex, and that her family took her second phone. She forgot to turn off her location on the second phone, and I could see that she had it with her at her friend's house. Said that she had taken 3 pregnancy tests that all came back positive, and she has a blood work appointment today after calling yesterday. Those literally take weeks to get in our healthcare system. I know because we had to get an abortion before. DM'd my mom on Facebook today telling her she's going to be a grandma. My mom called me at work saying she reached out, and it was the first time I spoke to my mom since I left. Didn't want to talk to her under those conditions, but had to let her know she's crazy. Mom said she was literally on her period the first week of May, so it's impossible that she could be ovulating right now. And of course, despite my constant demanding of her saying she would, I haven't seen a single piece of proof of any of that. The proof that she sent me was an old pill bottle her friend confirmed was from high school, and a screenshot of an email for a blood collection appointment that she could have gotten for any number of reasons. My life feels so much happier now, even as each minute passes. I'm no longer being constantly controlled and manipulated into doing what someone else wants. I'm just free to live, and it seems I'm actually enjoying life now, which seemed impossible with the level of depression I had before the relationship. I guess the entire experience was for learning. Keep a close eye on red flags. Conquered my self-esteem issues. I can be happy alone. What a whirlwind with such a happy ending. You did it. You took your power back. Abuse is never okay, and it should never be tolerated. You did everything right. You journaled your experience, you reached out to friends, you had a safety plan, you blocked her, etc. You've also managed to take one of the most important steps of the process, leaving. Learning how to heal and take care of yourself after the breakup can help you navigate what comes next. The healing process isn't linear, but there are ways to find relief and support along the way. Self-care and self-love is vital because without them, survivors can find themselves in another abusive relationship. Honor your thoughts and feelings as they come up. Continuing journaling is a great way to process your emotions. It can serve as a personal safe space and a way to reflect on your growth as time passes. Wishing you a peaceful and happy future full of love and light. We have some reactions from the community now. Maybe someday 086 starts us off. While reading the first post and update, I just wanted to be there so I can knock her into the next week, and I'm usually the non-violent type. Crazy AJ05 says, get her restraining order and block. Don't respond to any messages, texts, phone calls, etc. If she breaks the restraining order, have her butt locked up. Be careful and take care of yourself, OP. She sounds like she has mental health issues and obviously physically abusive. Stay away from her and continue with no contact. One more from Pantera Negro 100K. All I can say is that you tried until the very end, where you found us, and we were happy to help. Take our advice and suggestions. I have. It didn't give me all the answers. More or less, it pointed me in the right direction. Way to go, OP. You did it. Now go read Robert Glover's No More Mr. Nice Guy. Thank you for joining us today on rSpace. If you or someone you know is suffering from abuse, we encourage you to reach out and contact local organizations, communities, support groups, and more for safety and support. If you have feedback on today's content, please let us know in the comments below. See you next time.